One stormy night in the late 18th century, an ambitious young scientist worked feverishly in his laboratory. He had stitched together human body parts into a towering figure, an unnatural imitation of life, waiting only for a spark. And then lightning struck. The creature jolted awake. It lived. But as astonishing as the achievement was, the result was horrifying. Victor Frankenstein, the scientist who had dreamed of creating life, was overwhelmed by terror. Instead of greeting his creation, he ran, abandoning the being he had just brought into the world. Two centuries later, the monster rose again, this time in the hands of filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, whose own childhood wounds shaped his retelling. Like the creature, del Toro grew up misunderstood. His strict father scolded him for loving monsters. The church called his imagination unholy. He often felt like an outsider in his own home. So in his adaptation, Victor Frankenstein is not merely a scientist. He is an artist, driven by grief, rivalry with his father, and an obsession with conquering death itself. Mary Shelley's Victor dies full of hatred and vengeance. Del Toro's Victor dies with clarity. As the creature carries him in the final scene, Victor whispers, "Forgive me, my son." And the creature replies softly, "I forgive you." The man who chased immortality finally accepts death. The being abandoned at birth is finally seen as human. Del Toro transforms the ending from punishment into forgiveness. Mary Shelley was only 18 when she wrote Frankenstein, but her life was already marked by grief. Her mother, the feminist Mary Wollstonecraft, died 11 days after Mary's birth. Of her 4 children, only one survived infancy. Birth, death, guilt, and responsibility were not abstract ideas to her. They were lived realities. So she called Frankenstein her hideous progeny, a creation born of suffering. The creature, reading Paradise Lost, compares himself to Adam.
I ought to be thy Adam, but I am rather the fallen angel.
Shelley's story asks a piercing question. Who is the real monster? The being who was never loved, or the creator who refused to love? From a single story born out of pain, 2 powerful interpretations emerge. Shelley's novel critiques arrogant creation, science without ethics, ambition without empathy, and the danger of playing God without accepting responsibility. Del Toro's version critiques inheritance, how pain passes from fathers to sons, from creators to creations, from those loved poorly to those who grow wounded in turn. One story ends in despair, the other in reconciliation. Yet both ask the same question. When we create something, a child, an idea, a technology, what responsibility do we carry? For me, the creature symbolizes the inner wounds we all carry, wounds we never asked for, shaped by those who raised us or failed to. We fear these wounds, run from them, try to kill them, but they never die. Like the creature, our wounds demand recognition. They chase us, asking for resolution, for acknowledgement, for love. A few are lucky enough to find the forgiveness of Del Toro's ending. Most of us live in the unresolved ache of Shelley's, hanging, unanswered, unfinished. Today, Shelley's warning feels uncomfortably close. Artificial intelligence, our own creations that learn, adapt, and respond. And the question returns, what happens when we give life to something powerful yet refuse to guide it, abandon it, and lose control over what we ourselves have unleashed? In both versions of the story, the monster is never just the creature. The real monster is irresponsibility, the refusal to care for what we bring into the world. Victor Frankenstein wasn't doomed because he made life. He was doomed because he ran from it. And the creature wasn't monstrous because he was ugly. He became monstrous because he was never shown love. In the end, Frankenstein teaches us this: what we create reflects who we are. What we abandon becomes our shadow. And we become responsible the moment we give something life. Maybe the question is not who is the monster, but rather, who do we become when our creations look back at us? Would you trust AI with your loneliness? And how far would you go for your best self? Watch these videos next, or visit the channel for more.